Okay, today I want to give you a very important lecture based on a magical mechanism that you often seen. And what is the magical mechanism? When you get injured, your blood comes out, and after certain time it stops spontaneously. So what are the magical mechanisms that stop it and prevent the blood loss? Let's start. So what is hemostasis? First of all, we need to learn what is hemostasis. Hemostasis means prevention of blood loss. Prevention of blood loss. And hemostasis occur in two steps. Hemostasis occur in two steps. First one is primary hemostasis and the second one is known as secondary hemostasis. Primary hemostasis and secondary hemostasis. Okay, so what is hemostasis? Hemostasis is a phenomenon in which prevention of blood loss occurs, and it completes in two pathways. The first one is primary hemostasis and the second one is secondary hemostasis. So first I want to clear your primary hemostasis concept. So what is primary hemostasis? Primary hemostasis means when there is an injury at any part of the blood vessel, blood vessel consists of endothelial layers. When this endothelial layer are injured, collagen are exposed. Beneath the endothelium is a collagenous layer, that is basement membrane. When it is exposed, platelets are gathered there and plugged it, or we can say here bleeding are stopped. So what is the phenomena that attract the platelets to gather here or to plug this injury? So let's start the primary hemostasis. And what is secondary hemostasis? Secondary hemostasis means when this plug, or we can say this platelet aggregation are formed, secondary hemostasis occurs. And what is secondary hemostasis? Secondary hemostasis means this plug are more stabilized, means secondary hemostasis make it more stronger. Secondary hemostasis make it more stronger to when this injured part becomes so stabilized that no blood can pass through this area. So let's start the primary hemostasis. So how primary hemostasis occur? Primary hemostasis occur in three steps. Primary hemostasis occur in three steps. Yes. First of all, primary hemostasis occur in three steps. First of all, vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction. And the second part is known as platelet. Platelets activation, or no, platelets adhesion. Platelet adhesion. Second one is platelet activation, and third most important is platelet aggregation. Platelet aggregation. So what happens in primary hemostasis? These are the four phenomena that occur in primary hemostasis. First one is vasoconstriction, second one is platelet adhesion, third one is platelet activation, and the fourth most important one, it is platelet aggregation. So I want to clear all the concept related to these four terms. All right, let's start the first important term, which is vasoconstriction. What is vasoconstriction? What does it mean? Vasoconstriction means constriction of vessels. Constriction of vessels. Why it happens? Why blood vessels become constrict? So I want to tell you a very important knowledgeable phenomena, that when there is an injury in any part of the blood vessel, the remaining intact endothelial layers are, or we can say the remaining endothelial layer smooth muscles, remaining endothelial smooth muscles start to constrict the previous part related to the blood supply. So it become constrict. constrict. Why it constrict? The question is arises here, why it is constricted? Why this constriction occur? To flow less and less amount of blood to the injured part. Because when less amount of blood are passing from this injured part, less amount of blood are lost. So the first phenomena that occur in primary hemostasis, it is vasoconstriction. And why vasoconstriction occur? To prevent the blood passing from the injured part, so as to achieve the less and less amount of blood passing from this injured part. Let's start the So what are the substances that help in the vasoconstriction? So I want to clear your. So the substances are, again, there are three important substances. First one is neurological mechanism. When there is blood loss from the injured part, some neurons are activated and they start to produce signals to the remaining smooth muscles and to cause it vasoconstriction. Second most important is muscle spasm, or we can say smooth muscle spasm. And the third most important is autocoids. What is autocoids? Autocoids are the chemical substances. The most important autocoid is, yes, it is endothelin. Endothelin is a very powerful vasoconstrictor. And the second most important is serotonin. These are the two autocoids that release after injury occur at the blood vessel level. So what is vasoconstriction? Vasoconstriction is a phenomena in which blood vessels are constricted. And why it is constricted? To prevent the blood passing from the injured part. And what are the substances that constrict it? The first important one is neurological mechanism, second most important one is smooth muscle spasm, and the third one is autocoids. And what are autocoids? Autocoids are endothelin and serotonin, and these two autocoids are very important because it is a powerful vasoconstrictors. Alright, so next step. So what is the next step? Platelet activation. Platelets adhesion. So how platelet adhere the injured part of the blood vessel? So second most important phenomena that occur in primary hemostasis is, yes, platelet adhesion. What is platelet adhesion? So first I want to draw here a big blood vessel. Alright. So here is a blood vessel and these are the endothelial cell lining. And suppose here is the injury occurs. And blood are passing from this injured part outside the body. So here is the collagenous layer, and this collagenous layer is basement membranous part. So when there is injury occur in the endothelial level, some chemical substances released by the injured endothelial cells, which is known as sticky substance. It is a very sticky substance that released by the injured part of the endothelial cells. And also this factor is known as von Willebrand factor. Okay, I want to write it here. Von Willebrand factor. Von Willebrand factor are found in the endothelial cell layers, in the Weber-Parable bodies, and also in platelets in alpha granules. All right. So, okay, before starting this, I want to clear your first. What is platelet? Platelets is the fragments of of megakaryocytes, and megakaryocytes are formed in the bone marrow in the series of myeloblast. Megakaryocytes. So platelets are the fragments of megakaryocytes, or we can say these are the membrane bounded cytoplasm. What is platelets? Platelets are the membrane bounded cytoplasms. Here I want to draw a single platelet. So platelets have two types of granular system. The first one is delta granules, and the second most important is alpha granules. First important one is delta granules, yes, and the second most important is alpha granules. Delta granules contain first of all calcium, second one is, yes, serotonin, third one is ADP, and so many other things as well. All right, it contain PDGF. What is PDGF? Platelet derived growth factor that help in growth after injury of blood vessels. TGF beta. What is TGF beta? Tissue growth factor beta. Third one is, yes, von Willebrand factor. Von Willebrand factor. All right, and fourth one is, yes, factor 3. All right, factor 3 and factor 4 also. So platelets has two types of granules. First one is delta granules and the second one is alpha granules. Delta granules stored calcium, serotonin, ADP, and alpha granules stores platelet derived growth factor, tissue growth factor beta, von Willebrand factor, and also factor 3 and 4. So and again, this membranous layer of platelet has also phospholipids. Phospholipids. A very important enzyme are found in the platelets. This is known as COX enzyme, cyclooxygenase. What is the name of this particular enzyme? Is cyclooxygenase. And this cyclooxygenase enzyme, when act on this membrane, it converts this phospholipid into a very important product. This important product is known as thromboxane A2. Thromboxane A2 and serotonin and also ADP. These are the powerful vasoconstrictors, and also ADP and thromboxane A2 promote more platelets to gather. All right. Second, okay. Next important substance in platelets is, yes, their receptors. Platelets has a special type of receptors. This is known as GP1B. This GP1B receptor is very important because this receptor recognizes this von Willebrand factor and adhere it. And platelet is also important special type of receptors known as GP2A3B. 2B3A. So platelet has two types of receptors. First one is GP1B, that is very important for the attachment of von Willebrand factor, and it was also a receptor that is GP2B and 3A. What is the function of GP2B and 3A? The main function of this particular receptor is when more and more platelets come close to each other, they attach with each other by this receptor. So glycoprotein 1B are very important for the attachment of von Willebrand factor, and the glycoprotein 2B and 3A is very important for the aggregation of platelets.